3, 4. Hey, Drue James here from LearnGuitarInLondon.com. I hope you're having a great day. I am playing perhaps one of the most underrated acoustic guitarists of all time, Lindsey Buckingham, and the song that he did the guitar to, Never Going Back Again by Fleetwood Mac. By far, one of the most challenging things I've ever had to record here on YouTube, or just in general, and really been pushing my skills forward. So quite pleased to have got that take. You can get tabbed to this at my site. It just takes a name and email address to sign up. It's really, really simple, and you can join the LGIL student area. What do you need to know? Well, it's kind of down-tuned. It's a little kooky, and there's quite a few things going on, so I'm going to do it really, really slowly. Let's start learning how to play it. Okay, so there are so many ways I've seen of playing this song, and I've done plenty of online research as well, and I found one way where there's a capo on the 2nd fret, and there's a terrific unplugged video of him doing that, but in terms of just the sheer making it sound like the record and to give you a cat's howling chance of being able to play it at right speed, in my experience, the capo on 6th fret with the down-tuned E and A string is the best way to go. And that's the one that I've been learning a lot. So I'm going to take you through the tuning. Now, I'm going to also be giving you some tips on this, so I preferably don't want you to skip this, even if you know what I'm talking about. So first of all, we're taking your E string and we're tuning it down until you see C on your tuner, okay? So you're just going to be loosening it down until you see C. And then the A string, you're going to be loosening that down until you see G. And then obviously making sure your other strings are tuned relatively G, D, G, B and E. Then you're going to take your capo and you're going to stick it on the fret 6. Now, it doesn't end there for the tuning, because what you will find is if you just tune it without the capo on and you start playing, that thickest string will sound funny. Now, this can be a lot to do with your instrument and the way that it's set up, and also your capo. I've got a very cheap capo here, so it does pinch a little bit too hard sometimes. But my advice is once you've tuned your E and A string without capo, then tune again with capo. So I'm going to be giving you the notes now for what it is with the capo. So you want to be seeing an F sharp occurring on your tuner. And for the A string, a C sharp. So tune it with the capo on. And then the other strings, you should see a G sharp. Now make sure that's in tune also. And a C sharp. And an F. Mine's just a little bit flat with the capo on. And an A sharp. So tuning with the capo on is essential to get the sound right, okay? So initially tune with capo off, and then just to know that you get your E and A string down to C and G, then put the capo on and retune again from there, because then it will start to sound really good. So I hope you've managed to get the tab from the student area. It's very useful. I must point out that I have taken out a few pinches here and there from the absolute original, the way that I was hearing it. I've taken them out purely because to reach the speed of 88 BPM, I was finding that a really big challenge. I'm just going to be honest with you. So it's not 100%, but it sounds really, really good nevertheless. So I'm going to do it one bar at a time for you. So here's the first bar played really slowly. Okay, sounds easy when it's that slow. Okay, so you're starting with this chord shape, which if you know in A minor 7 is going to be very useful to you. So it's index finger on the first fret on the B and middle finger on second fret on the D. Eddie 8, dynamite, goodbye, Eddie. So that's just what I'm calling the strings. So second fret and first fret. You're going to need that chord shape. You're going to play your thumb on the thickest string, and then you're going to pinch the D, G and B string. You're going to pull those three together. Then play the open A. So it's... Then lift up the index and middle finger, do a pinch with them as zeros, and hammer them down. So this means slapping your fingers back into the chord. Then thumb on, leave that chord shape held down. Put your pinky also on fret 3 on the thinnest string. Then play thickest string, index on open G, ring, middle, index. And then finally, ring, middle, index. So it's... Putting that all together. Let's do that again. Okay, so the next bar, listen. So it's kind of similar. So we're going to start off with the thickest string with the thumb. We're going to put down this same chord shape of index and middle. We're going to pinch it, but this time we're going to pull our fingers off the strings to do something called a flick off. So this is where we drag the fingers down to get that flick off sound. Then A string, then ring on fret 3 on the D and pinky on fret 3 on the B. So we've got A string and these threes. Then put the 1 and 2 back down again that we've had throughout the song so far. This time your pinch is thumb on thickest, index on D and middle on B. Then put the pinky back down again on fret 3 and go ring, middle, index. So come up towards you. Then ring, index. So it's... Sorry, ring, middle, index, ring, middle. If I'm talking about ring, middle, index and you're a bit confused what that means, the fingerstyle rule says the thumb plays the top 3 strings, index plays G, middle plays B, and ring plays E. So that is part of the reason why I'm saying sort of ring, middle, index. Okay. So let's put those 2 lines together and we have got half of the verse. Okay, I'll talk about how to get the speed a little bit further on in the lesson. Next, we've got this section, so we're going... Okay, so first of all, the fretting isn't too difficult. We've already had this. It's 3rd fret on the D string and 3rd fret on the B string, using the ring and pinky finger. And we're pinching the A and E, then middle, index, ring. That's the first beat. Then pinching ring and middle to do the A and B. So we're going... Then ring, middle. So it's... I'll do that again. Then index, middle, ring, index. G, E, B, G. So we've got... And finally to finish, we've got another ring, middle, index, ring. Ring, middle, index, ring. So let's do that really slowly. pinch, middle, index, ring, pinch, ring, middle, index, ring, middle, index, ring, middle, index, ring. One E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Okay, so there's a little pause on that pinch with the E and the A. Pause. Well done so far. Okay, good. So what I'll do is I'll play the 3 bars just to sort of summarise what we've got so far. Now, I understand this is a very detailed lesson, so you're going to want to be dropping back into almost into individual bars for this one. 3, 4. Very good. Okay, now the next bar. Okay, so you're going to go back with this index and middle thing. So the fretting on this hand really isn't that difficult. So we're going to pinch the thumb and middle, then index on open G, then thumb on the 2nd fret that this finger's holding down. Then you're going to put down those 3s that we've had throughout the song on the D and the B string. You're going to pinch those, so pull them together, and you're going to keep the pressure down and slide it up to fret 5. Then come back down to the 3s and pinch them. That's without pinching. That's with pinching. Can you hear that? Slide up, not da da da. Then put the 1 and 2 down. This time the pinch is thickest string, index and middle. Then thumb on D. Then put pinky down on ring on the 3rd fret on the thinnest string. Then thumb on A, index on G, thumb on D, middle. And that concludes quite a lot of the song. He does that round and round quite a bit. So you would then repeat. Back to so on and so forth. Okay, so that is your verse, and well done for just getting that under your fingers. That's almost like a song in itself, so that's really, really good going. So good on you. It's the chorus, the first bar. I just sort of repeated it round. So the first thing you need to understand is that you're barring at fret 5. Well, fret 5 in relationship to the capo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? And you're barring the bottom 4 strings with your index finger. So that means you need to press down all of those strings to get that 5th fret. A good way of using it as a reference to know where to go when you're sort of changing in the heat of the moment is, this is fret 12. You can see I've got a marker here on this blood moon. So it's just 1 fret behind. So you take your index finger, pop that down on fret 4. And then your ring finger is going to be doing a lot of the work, okay? So once you've got that bar down, also put your ring finger on fret 8. Now you may be thinking, Drew, why don't you use pinky finger? In my experience, using the pinky finger, it's just too weak to get the pressure down with the bar. So I've been using my ring. I think you should try the same. Once you've got that, play the thickest string with a 0. Then you've got this 5 and 8, which you're going to pinch, the D string and the thinnest. Then play open A. Then you're going to move your ring down to its natural position of fret 7 and put the middle finger down also on fret 6 on the B string, or technically fret 12. Then you're going to play the ring for that 7, then the middle finger's going to play 6, and then index is going to play the 5 that the bar's in control of. Now the buzzing, it's even for someone who's been playing a little while like myself, it's still going to happen a touch. And the reason is that the bar finger's got to work very hard in a small confine of space. And on an acoustic guitar, that does make it a little bit harder. And so it's going to take a little bit of practice to get that sounding clean. Okay, next. So you've got this so far. Then put your ring finger down, barring the B and E string with your bar finger for the standard 5s that stay there the whole time. And you're going to pinch the top and bottom string, then middle finger to do the 8, then index on 5. Then ring, middle, index, ring, middle. So it's... Once again, the barring, and you could try using ring and pinky, but I don't recommend it because it's really hard to get them into that fret up there, which is actually technically the 14th fret. Just press hard, really hard with your fingers. Okay, and that gives you the first bar of the chorus, which is actually lucky because it's also the 3rd bar. Okay, the next bar, leaving that 5 where it is, it's just a slightly different picking pattern. So we do the 0 and 5 like we did at the beginning of first chorus, and then we do the 8, but this time our thumb, well, the same as the last time, so thumb on D string and ring finger doing the 8, and then move the ring back to fret 7, then middle finger on the 6 again, on the B, then thumb going on the D and the G, and that's the big difference. I'll do it slowly. Thumb going, thumb, index. It doesn't do that the first time round. The first time round it just goes, and this time round it's, you see there's just a little bit more going on there. But then this is the same. So you get your 8 with your ring fingers barring the B and the E for the 8s, and you are doing the same as the second half. Sorry, the first half. Okay, good. So this is the first bar of the chorus. And this is the second bar. Thumb, index, so just slightly different. Then the next bar of the chorus is the same as the first, so I don't need to teach that to you again. And then coming out, you'll get this lovely release thinking, oh good, I can move position. You're going to come down to 2nd fret on the A string, and you're going to be also putting down your middle finger like you're doing an E minor on the D string. You're going to play the 2nd fret on the A. In fact, I'll just play that bar for you. So we're making this kind of E minor with this C note here on the B string, 1st fret on the B. So we're going to play thumb on the A string, and then we're going to pinch the D, G and B to get that 2, 0, 1. Then lift up the chord completely, play it open on the A, pinching G and B on opens, then thumb on D. So it's... complete release of the fingers, which is actually quite nice really considering how difficult it's been up to now. Then put that shape back again, so that E minor with the 1st fret on the B, and pinch thumb and middle, then thumb on D, then pinky finger on your fretting hand holding down the 3rd fret on the thinnest string. I'll do it really slowly. Open on A string, then pinching the G and B and hammering the index and middle, that same familiar chord shape that we've had throughout the song, hammering that down to the 1st and 2nd fret. Open A, and then to finish. What would actually be happening there normally is we're actually then going round into the verses, okay? So I'm going to play the chorus as slow as I can because I realise a lot of this, the actual explaining what I'm doing, is actually making it a little more convoluted, but just to hear it slowly will really make all the difference. So that, you know, I've been learning this song for a little while, and I'd just love to see it played slow a lot of the time. Okay, so this is the chorus. Okay, now the biggest thing with this, when you start to get the muscle memory, is how to get the speed up. Well, the actual speed of this song is 88 BPM, which doesn't sound very fast, but because we're dealing with 16th beats, which is a 1E and a 2E under kind of feel, it is quite quick, especially for fingerstyle. So here's 88. Which doesn't sound too fast, but when you're dealing with 1E under, 2E under, 3E under, 4E under, quite fast. Okay, now my advice is use a metronome, start at around about 72 BPM and go up by 2 BPM increments until you get to 88. Make sure that your tone is clean throughout and enjoy this great song. Thanks for stopping by for the tutorial. See you again for another fingerstyle lesson very soon.